inside the mind of a consistently profitable trader. In other terms, the difference between a consistently profitable trader and the ones that are not. We're going to be diving deep and considering what makes consistently profitable trader and what goes on in their mind that lacks in the minds of traders who are not yet profitable. So if you're not yet profitable, this video can help you hack into the minds of consistently profitable traders. And today, I just want us to dive deep into the topic that separates dreamers from doers and what really goes inside the mind of that profitable trader that you always see, posting profits, always making payouts and so on. And many people believe that profitability comes with, maybe a secret strategy, maybe a holy grail indicator, or maybe an inside information of price and so on. And actually, speaking of inside information, this game is kind of hacked on charts too, but it's not a big deal. This is just, by the way, let me just give you a quick one. When you go to, this is forex.com, the quotes you're getting here is different from other brokers. And I think they did this because they realized that some traders are so mathematical, and this is just to confuse us. Because some days you're gonna be winning with forex.com, some days you're gonna be winning with Paperstone charts and so on. But that's a topic for another day, especially with indices. Let's go back to inside the mind of a consistently profitable trader. Now, let us be clear on one thing, traders. Consistent in trading is not born from tools, it is born from mindset. Mindset is what separates these two people. If you think that they have some information that you'll miss or you lack, then you're very wrong. These people, they trade support and resistance just like you. They trade trend lines just like you. And speaking of support and resistance, trend line and so on, I see TSMC. I'm going to do a video soon to show you guys that all these things work. But if you know all of them and you can be able to work with them together, your win rate is really gonna increase. Let me just give you a quick review here right now. By what I mean, this was a liquidity swing point, right? Liquidity was resting here. Below it was liquidity. This was now New York Open at 16:30. I'm using UTC plus 3, which is 9:30. Okay, this was the open here. When open came in, we had two options here: either to attack the the sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity. Now, what did price do? It took the buy side liquidity, then dropped to sell side liquidity. And a person who doesn't really understand liquidity and so on, they would have just drawn a trend line like here, like this. This is just to show you guys that it all works. This is the purpose of this illustration. Then we're gonna get back to the mind of a consistent profitable trader. Now, this trader who only trades trend lines, they know nothing about liquidity. They saw a trend line break out here. Okay. And this was the New York Open. This is the New York Open, the essence of time and price. So we had two options. Already, once there's a breakout here, they were expecting to buy. Now, with a more advanced theory, ICT traders who understand the premium and discount and premium, they would have drawn something like this. So we opened at a discount level, and this is the premium level. So at a discount, we buy, targeting premium, and at premium, we sell, targeting discount. So meaning that if a trader would have just bought here on the open immediately, this is just an example. I'm trying to show you guys that all these things work. So let nobody tell you that it doesn't work. That will be a 1 to 1.4 hour, and it was delivered immediately. You see that? But now, with my type of strategy, if I tell you I took this trade, it was actually 1 to 5 hour. I took this trade around somewhere. It was where was it? It was around 1 to 5 hour. But let me not go into details into that because that's a more mathematical. I don't start doing calculations right now and so on. But I took this trade during the during the New York Open, where when price came down, tapped into my entry, taking some liquidity here, then went higher. Stop loss was very tight because I have specific rules whereby it's not supposed to be, uh, you know, invalidated. So this was just to show you that, guys, it all works. This was a trend line. This was a breakout here. After that breakout, price came back in to retest it, that zone. Then they bought. So both ICT trader and both the retail concept trader made money in this trade. Okay, so let us not say that this works, this one does not work, this one works. Guys, the more you understand all of these things, the better you become. I have done them all. Even right now, at some point, if I don't really understand price action properly, I still use trend lines just to be able. But now I'm more advanced because I understand where liquidity rests. So whenever I'm using that trend line, I'm asking myself, where are we likely next to go? Are we likely to go higher before we attack uh, the lower liquidity? And that's it. So that was just, just by the way to show you guys that it all works. But I'll do another video to go deeper to show that all these strategies, and I'll be using almost majority of the strategies, because even if you look for double bottom here, you'll find double bottom here. People who traded a pattern, there was a double bottom here during this open. So anybody who took the double bottom, they won. Anybody who traded breakout, they won. Anybody who traded ICT bought here below, at the discount level, they won. So let nobody tell you that this doesn't work, that doesn't work. All these things, they are one. If you take a look at them closely, and I'm going to be doing another video, and if you can incorporate all these techniques and strategies into one, they can give you a higher win rate, whereby you can see exactly the bigger picture of what's happening, both as a retail trader and both as an ICT trader, or maybe SMC, or maybe a more sophisticated type of price action. So let's get back to our video, guys. Inside the mind of a consistently profitable trader, their mind is their edge. These are the things that these people use, and the majority of them will not tell you, but I'm here to tell you about these things. The mind is the edge. Ask any successful trader. They will tell you their edge is not in any magical setup, but how they think, the consistency, they consistently profitable trader. I'm going to be using abbreviation CPT. CPT is going to be standing for consistently profitable trader, CPT. So anytime I talk about CPT, just know that it is I've abbreviated the term consistently profitable trader. So if you ask any consistently profitable trader or any CPT, they will tell you that it's not about any magical setup. Actually, they trade the same things that you also trade. They use the same charts, they use the same brokers, they use the same tools you use. But what is making them different is because their mind is different. Now, this is how they operate, or this is how their minds think. They detach from outcomes. They don't think about winning or losing. They're only focused on playing their part as a trader and trading. They're also respecting probabilities. Now, when talk about detaching from outcomes, first of all, majority of beginner traders, they often have a lot of emotions. They're so attached with winning that they don't want to lose. So they'll try anything not to lose. And you see, when you're trying not to lose, that's the moment you're going to lose. But that's the opposite now of the CPT, a consistently profitable trader. Now, something else that goes in the mind of a CPT is that they respect probability. They know that as much as this is a good high probability setup, it can as well lose. Because, for example, the way we had this breakout here, we had liquidity resting above there. Still, there's a possibility price can just open, tap here first, take them out, then go to the next one. So it's all probability. So they believe in probabilities. They don't believe in let's go all in and just gamble. But amateur traders will try anything not to lose. And when they see a good setup, they will go all in. And that's a problem sometimes. Now, another thing that goes in the mind of a consistently profitable trader is that they control their impulses. Impulse simply means, for people who still don't understand what impulsive trading is, for example, you knew you want to be buying from here, maybe let's say from here, but price has started going higher without giving you entry, or you see that candle is moving so fast. Let's maybe use this currently moving candle right now. You see this candle here. Let's assume you wanted to buy from around maybe at this point here. So you're waiting for price to tap this area. But all of a sudden, you're seeing rejection. It starts moving away from your entry, start moving away from your entry. And this candle is not really volatile enough. I would like to use a very good explanation of a very volatile candle. So your impulse start playing games with you. You start feeling, oh, I'm gonna miss out. I'm gonna miss out. Then you start take, for example, exactly what just happened right now. So you buy here instead of here because of that impulsive behavior. You are afraid of missing out. And after doing that, meaning that even your risk has really gone higher because you did not even have time to calculate, okay, what if I'm buying from here? Because that was a second, that type of move. So you bought from here instead from here. That impulsive kind of behavior. But a consistently profitable trader, a CPT, will wait until price come exactly at their entry spot. I'm just using this as an example. Doesn't mean that I'm planning to buy here. I'm just using this as an example based on this candle that is currently moving. So you buy over here because of impulse. You don't want to miss out instead of buying down here. And you see that will increase your risk. And what if now price goes against you? Meaning that you're going to be losing around 2 to 3% in this single trade. And that's a big mistake. And you see now that's the difference between a CPT and amateur. Now, when you go to the key belief of the CPT, the CPT often believe in this manner. They're not in the markets to be right. They are there to execute their edge. But amateur trader will try everything. They will try everything to ensure that they don't lose. And trying to avoid losses is just welcoming those losses. Now, when you go to to another thing that happens in the mind of a CPT, a consistently profitable trader, is that these people have mastered their emotions. When it comes to mastering their emotions, they are not controlled by wins or losses. Like they understand that the enemies of their progress are always greed and fear. So it's not about eliminating actually emotions because emotions are part of us. What they do is just they master. It's not about eliminating emotion, but it is just mastering emotions and how to work with them. So, for example, they stay calm after win or losses. They master that art. When you leave that behind, they avoid revenge trading. You see that? They have just mastered that art. Now, another example is that they accept losses as part of the game. They've mastered that art of emotions. But you see, amateur trader or a trader who is not profitable yet, they will start becoming angry after losing. They will start becoming very excited. Euphoria will kick in after winning. And whenever they lose, they will start revenge trading. And you see, that's the opposite of a CPT. A CPT don't revenge trade. Once it is a loss, then because they have specific levels that they don't want to be invalidated. Once it's invalidated, that means that trade was not supposed to be. So they move on to the next one. Now, they also understand the fear of missing out and lets it pass. So instead of chasing price, you become a person who attracts always for price, to attack your zones where you want to take your trades from. So some of the things that CPT also does, remember we are in the mind of a CPT right now, they do meditate. Meditation has been talked about, and a lot of traders just think it's just a joke or maybe just some crazy stuff. But meditation is very important because it clears up your mind. It helps you stay calm and composed in case you're having uh, issues and so on. So meditation is part of their practices, and apart from that, they also journal. Guys, I'm telling you the secrets of all these profitable traders you see around here. These are their secrets. They meditate, they journal, emotions also, even post-trading, and they also identify triggers. They identify things that makes them do mistakes or misbehave in the markets. They identify them and they work on them. Now, they also have discipline over excitement. Amateur trader will always find excitement whenever they're winning, but profitable trader doesn't really chase excitement. They chase the execution. They follow a routine. Very boring because you have to do the same thing in and out, in and out, in and out. They avoid overtrading and sit on their hands when needed. Now, I want to give you guys a quote here. Boring trades build exciting bank accounts. Boring trades builds exciting bank accounts. Now, these people know that discipline compounds just like capital. The way you can compound your money uh, little by little, until it reaches the amount of money you want is the same way you can accumulate or you can compound discipline until you become consistently profitable and very disciplined. So it takes little discipline, just little by little. You cannot do everything in just a single day. That's why I don't encourage traders to think in a manner that you can just make everything in a single day. Okay, so these are people who also think in probability. One of the most powerful shifts happen when a trader stops asking, "Will this trade win?" and start asking, "Is this trade aligned with my age?" That is the most probable. That's the most powerful thinking that once a trader have, things start moving their direction. Now, CPTs operate like casino owners, not gamblers. They focus on risk to reward ratio, position sizing, and long-term expectancy. So they're not seduced by these outcomes. So they focus rather on the process. So apart from that, these people in their mind they also have confidence without ego. Confidence is quiet and ego is loud. Now, CPTs have confidence rooted in backtesting, repetition, experience, reviewing data, and they accept being wrong. They even celebrate a well executed losing trade. Why? Because the identity is not tied to a single trade, but to their long term discipline. But amateur traders or traders who are still not unprofitable will try everything. Like whenever they lose a trade, even after following the rules, they will still feel bad about it. I want you guys to note the difference here. I'm trying to tell you the difference here between a CPT, a consistently profitable trader, and the ones that are not yet, so that you can be able to spot the differences and be able to at least look for absorb these good habits. Now, CPTs are obsessed with improvements. Profitable trader doesn't really settle. They review trades weekly. They adapt to changing markets. They read trading psychology books. They surround themselves with better traders. Their mindset. The moment they stop growing is when is like the moment they start losing. The moment, even you as a trader, the moment you stop growing is the moment you start losing. Now, instead of a consistently profitable trader, it is a very boring person to the average. They are very boring, actually, very boring to the average person. They are rooted in probability and discipline. They're focused on execution, not prediction. They're emotionally stable and self-aware. And if you want consistency, it's not your strategy that needs upgrade. It's your mindset. Now, I have homework for you guys. I want you to journal your trades before and after every trade. Track your discipline, not just profits. Read Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas if you get your time. Then ask yourself daily, am I thinking like a professional today? And that being said, I hope you guys had something out of this episode, and hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.